So this video is about division. So let's take a look at an example. All right. So let's say 54 divided by 6. All right. Okay. And again, one of the things that we really need to do is we need to think about what does that mean. All right. And so, and by what does that mean, I as a mathematician always say, oh, so how do we define divisions? What does that mean? Like, how do we define this? Okay, and this in many ways is analogous to, let's see, division is to multiplication as subtraction is to addition, if that makes some sense. One of those great little SAT problems, right? But what that means is I'm going to say 6 times blank is 54, right, is the answer to this. So division is the missing factor. Okay, so the factors on multiplication is the product, and I'll talk about what the pieces of the division are in just a second, right? So we're looking for what the missing factor is. Okay. So so let's write down what all these things are. Dividend, divisor, and quotient. All right, and this is perhaps yeah, I mean, maybe these are like very close to each other, so it's maybe a little bit confusing. So one of the things I think about, like the dividend is always bigger than the divisor. I don't know if, hopefully you guys have some bank accounts. One of the things with a bank account is you get a dividend, which is like the money generated off the interest. You want that to be big, right? So you want that number to be big. So the dividend is the big one, divisor is the small one right now. So we've got that. The result is the quotient. Okay. So there's a couple of things that we can do is we can think about this. Let me look at like 18, let's say divided by 3. Okay. So what we can do with this is we can write as 3 times blank equals 18, or blank times 3 equals 18. All right. So when we do multiplication, number of groups, right, is often the first thing. This is just the way we interpret multiplication. Size of group. Okay. So there's 2 interpretations of this. So 3 could either be the number of groups. What is the size? So let's write this down. Oops, num group. Number of groups is 3. What size? Or number of groups is, let's say, question mark, and I don't know, size 3. Okay. If I know the number of groups, or often called the number of parts, this interpretation, sorry about this is kind of bad, partitive interpretation. If I know the size of the group is 3, I don't know how many groups it is called measurement interpretation. So we had a measurement interpretation. No. Never mind. Skip. Erase. Okay, so that's the thing. So do I know the number of parts or do I know the size of each part? If I know the number of parts, it's called, or groups and parts, I'm going to say the same thing. It's called partitive interpretation of division. And if not, it's measurement interpretation. So this often pertains to some word problems I'll talk about in just a second. You can also do some models with it. So. Okay, so if my number of groups is 3, what size? So I've got 3 groups here, right? I have a total number of 18. So you can go, for example, 1, 2, 3. Right? And I just throw one thing in each group. That was even easier than writing a star, right? So that is the partitive. This is partitive. If I interpret 18 divided by 3 in the measurement sense, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18. Right? This is measurement. Okay, this takes a little bit to really sink in. So there's going to be, I'll give you a couple of word problems here in just a second as well. The crazy thing is this picture, for example, if I divided by 6, these pictures actually reverse. So the partitive looks like this and the measurement looks like this because I've switched from 3 to 6. So it's just, again, how many groups, how many parts do I have? I have 3, so this is partitive. How big is each group? 3, it's measurement. Okay. So let me just write down a couple of word problems. And we will sort of analyze this a little bit more. So I have 8 juice boxes, total 48 ounces. How many juice boxes are there? So hopefully, first of all, you think of this is 48 divided by 8. Those are the two numbers that I have. So the answer to this will tell me the answer to this. That's one thing. More importantly right now is I want to figure out, is this a measurement interpretation of division or a partitive interpretation of division? And here's what you need to do. Okay, so this is my dividend, the bigger number. That's my divisor. Okay, so typically we're thinking about the divisor. Okay, does the divisor tell me the number of parts or the number of groups that I have? That's one possibility. Or is it the size of the group? And in this case, it's the size of the group. So this is measurement. Okay. Now, let's do another juice box. Okay. So juice boxes, let's say, come in a case of, I'm going to call this thing a case. So hopefully you've seen like, juice boxes, they sort of come and they're all shrink wrapped together and there's a bundle of them. I'm going to call that a case. That seems okay, right? So if I've got 160 juice boxes, how many cases do I have? Right? Well, hopefully, first of all, that you see that it's division. Right? It's 160 divided by 10, which again is not too bad. That's just 16. But I want to think about, is this partitive or measurement? Okay, again, I've got the dividend and I've got the divisor. So the divisor is the key piece. Is the divisor a number of things or a size of things? So in this case, it's the number of parts or number of groups that I have, right? Oh no, it's the size. Ah, it is the size. That was not what I intended. I'm gonna have to do one more example. All right, so this is the size of the case, right? So this is measurement again. Ah. Okay. Since I'm on this juice boxes kick, let's do one more. And I say, need to get some new pens here. Okay, so we'll switch from juice boxes to goldfish crackers. So I've got 96 goldfish crackers in 8 little smaller packages. So get a little thing like that. Okay. So how many goldfish crackers are in each package? That's a question mark, so we should, or that's a question, so we should put a question mark there. Okay, again, 96 div 8. And if you're curious, that's 12. Now, is it measurement or partitive? So again, the divisor is that the number of parts or the size of each part? And in this case, 8 smaller packages, number of parts or groups. So this is partitive. Okay. Good. Okay. Got a little bonus division word problem in there. Because it's a little tricky. It takes some thinking. All right, so I think that wraps up division.